everybody.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Chris. That's Angela, and when this is the Spice Soul.
Oh,
Give us some more life.
life.
Yeah. Um. What you got, Angela?
Yeah, so first, guys, just want to bring out our social media pages. We are on. Please first like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe on our channels. And also join us on Facebook. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and those links are also in the description below. Also, we have a website. You can visit us at www.spice, that's spice, life.com. That's the spice,
I was
life.com.
I was gonna mention on that note that there's people that watch or look at, and it's okay to go ahead and hit the like. It's okay to subscribe. It's nothing gonna happen. Nothing bad will happen. And that'll make more sense with the percentages when you have people that watch versus actually that like or subscribe or whatever. So it helps us to continue to try to
Yes.
give good information, but also it just I think it'll add up to watches versus when people like. So
Yeah. So that's totally true. So go ahead and subscribe, everybody.
I
Let's
don't think it
subscribe.
hurts the viewers any, but it definitely helps. So
It does. It helps. It's very it helps support us and what we're doing, and it shows in the numbers, everybody. So, Christopher, we've been at this way of eating, this weight loss for 2 whole months. 2 whole months. And what we started January 15th. So, the question is, how did we do? First of all, before we get into the numbers, if you were to compare how you were before, before we started, or day one when we started, compared to now, as far as how you feel, your overall health, your overall well-being, the way that
yeah,
you feel. If you did a comparison, how would you say that you feel now compared to before?
I feel good. I feel better. I mean, I think we were talking about today. It improves mentally how you
Hmm.
feel. It improves your definitely your health.
Yes.
So to answer that question, I feel good.
Yeah. And I can say that myself. I'm experiencing overall, positive changes, and I'm just glad that we did it. We did it. And most importantly, that we stuck to it. We stuck together. We helped each other out. I helped you out when it was difficult. You helped me out. There are things that you said that helped me. Sorry guys, my mic. I've been messing with my mic, and it is rolling down. So let me tighten it up a little bit. Okay. So there are things that Christopher did and said that helped. And one important thing, if you probably can agree to this, is when we the food planning, the things that we did as far as the food planning was very helpful. When everybody, they chimed in and helped prepare the food, or they did something to contribute in making this experience helpful.
Yeah, and it gives you something to look forward to. So if you are part of planning something, then you actually see what it is. It's almost like, okay, let me do the things I have to do, look
Hmm.
forward to that. I don't sit there thinking about food all day. And you also can see different varieties you choose. So that way you're not like, man, we ate chicken yesterday, because you already
Hmm.
have a whole meal prep or a whole meal planned out. And then people that make it, I made a lot of meals, but I enjoyed it. I made it a lot with my daughter.
Hmm.
So that was fun. And it also was healthy.
Exactly. In fact, our daughter, she helped with the desserts. She was very good at making the desserts. She was helpful in preparing the foods with Chris and I, and our sons helped with the cleanup part. So everything together really was helpful in this, and us doing this together really helped to the success of this plan that we had. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about our weight loss. So we did excellent. In fact, we did, come very, with our goals as far as what we wanted. I know that we strive to, achieve those goals that we had set for ourselves. And I'm going to say that Chris kicked it into, high gear, and he did awesome. He's doing a very good job, and we plan on continuing that, and we'll talk about that later on in the show. So that first week, Chris lost 7 pounds and I lost 7 pounds. And the second week, and we started January 15th, guys. So it's been about 2 months. The second week, Chris lost a pound and I lost a pound, and we both lost 8 pounds. The third week, Christopher lost 3 pounds. That made the total of 11 pounds lost. And then I lost 5 pounds, which is a total of 13 pounds lost. So that fourth week, Christopher lost 5 pounds, which was a total of 16 pounds, and I lost 5 pounds, which is a total of 18 pounds. Now, in the second week, Chris lost a pound, which is a total of 17 pounds, but I gained 3 pounds, and I discussed that in our previous podcast. If you want to know more information about what happened there were some things that happened I would say, on a lady scale that lady's point of view that happened that week. I followed the plan. I'm telling you guys, I followed the plans. You can agree that I did follow the plan, but because of Mother Nature, things didn't add up for me. But I made it up for week 6. It all went away in week 6. So I discussed that in the I actually discussed that in that show. So I'm going to like push down to this final week 8, which Chris, let me, drum roll. Chris lost 25 pounds total and I lost 22 pounds total. So we are setting at from a 2 month point of view, 2 months, 2 months, we lost a total of, if you combine our total, that would be 47 pounds. Wow.
Yeah, and that was the goal. The goal was to try to, I think it was to get close to 40, 50, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and I think by the
40,
time
50.
this
So,
week is out, because by the time this week is out, we'll be there.
yeah.
We'll be at that goal of 50 pounds, I know.
Yeah. I think it was, maybe it was even 40. I have to go back and look at it.
But overall, I think it's 80.
Yeah, overall it's 80.
Yes.
So again, this is an ongoing thing. And the thing that's helped us or helped me is setting uh, event goals. So if you got a run coming up, or you got a wedding coming up, or you
Yes.
got a vacation coming up, say, hey, by that vacation, by that wedding, by that run, or that, so maybe half marathon or something you're doing, by that time I want to be here with my weight or with my body fat or with however you want to calculate certain things. And then after you reach that goal, just find another thing to attach you maintaining with.
Yeah, cause that really, Chris, that helped me to kick it into gear. Cause there are a few other things that plan throughout the year for us that you want to be healthy for. Like I want to be healthy. I want to be at my optimum, goal, definitely goal weight. And I can tell you that we have other, we're not at our like where we just set a goal for 2 months. Now we do have more weight to lose. So I just think that having that thing to look forward to, like you was talking about, it really helped. There was a motivating factor for us, when we have something to look forward to, places to go, little events that that we're either invited to, or we got coming up. You want to like be, at a certain point. So yeah, I think that's very important as
Yeah.
well.
So find out what your average area you should be in for your height, for your bill, and try to stick in that general area. That's really what it's all
Hmm.
about. And keep at it. So once you hit it, don't give up. Because that's been my struggle. I can't speak for Angela. I just know that I can lose weight or gain weight, whatever, but I don't want to go
Yeah.
out of that average that I'm in, which is what happens to me a lot. So the goal, and
Yeah.
I told her this, I was like, I'm staying in my area once I get there,
Yeah. And
which is around the 65, 75 area.
yeah, so I think that us going forward, maintaining once we get
One
to where we
65,
have.
175. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so once we get to where we want to be, maintaining or staying with that, then staying within that range is going to be very important.
Right.
But you got to have a plan for that. And that's something I mentioned earlier in the podcast that hey, we have a plan to help us once we get there, but we still, at this point we're 2 months in. So after that, the 2 months, we're gonna, kind of relax off the keto. Trying to say being on keto because that's really. Oh, let me talk about that's how we lost the weight. A combination of the of being in ketosis and fasting. Fasting is very important. In fact, I think that is probably one of the main reasons we lost a lot of weight is fasting, which is important. We do have a podcast on that. So check those out as well. But those were, you know, key things. But let me ask you this: how do you think the fasting for you? Like, I can tell you some things that it was beneficial, but I can tell you some struggles too. But what were your number one struggles as far as when you, let's say, doing the not now, not talking about like I'm talking about the water fasting.
Yeah, that's the fasting itself is like when you go from like what makes it easy, I guess, is that you're already not eating tons of carbs. If we
Mm-hmm.
were people that was eating a bunch of carbs and had high carb diet, the fast would be not impossible, but it would be extremely difficult. But since we have a more of a high veggie, high protein kind of diet, which of course is more low carb, that's pretty much the diet I've been. Which is I still eat what that's another thing I still eat what I want, but because it's not high carbs every day, then going into a fast hasn't been that difficult, especially not the fast day, first day.
Mm-hmm.
If it's more, if we're fasting 3 and 4, I would say 2 to 3 days. That's where it gets a little interesting.
Yes.
Um,
I
so
struggle.
I don't know if that answers the
Guys,
question.
I'm telling you, I struggle. I be telling Chris, I'm like, look, I'm struggling today. It's normally that first day. That first day just, ugh. But the second day when autophagy comes into play, it gets easier. So, like, I can say that I guess the body start, going through the process of, what it does. And when you're in that autophagy stage on that second day, when you pass the 24-hour mark, it started, it gets easier.
And I was gonna say too, it depends on what time you started, so and stop. So in the last fast that the one we just, well, the one we actually doing now, the one we
Yeah.
about to finish up, I ate something a little bit later than her, so maybe it was a little easier for me because she stopped eating. Before that, I stopped eating earlier in the previous
Hmm.
fast, and it seemed like it was okay for me. But this one was more easier because I think I stopped eating later,
Yeah.
and she had I stopped eating a little, maybe an hour or two earlier, maybe somewhere around there. So
Hmm.
that those little things might make a difference. But it seemed like you definitely did like smoother in the second day.
Yeah, it was. And I think what you're talking, excuse me, when you're talking about eating later, we're talking about 12 midnight. Let's start that clock at 12 midnight.
Right. That's up to you. You
And
want to
it's
eat in
easy
that.
and it's easy to keep up with, but when I think you're right, because the next day you go into the morning, that body is processing all that food that you ate.
Hmm.
But it's like it's easier because it's like it helps you get past that first day. So I do agree. Instead of like stop eating around 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, push that time back, and it makes it easier. Now that's something we're gonna continue to do. Even though we're
Right.
not, doing the keto, we're gonna continue to fast. So that's
And
gonna,
I'm gonna continue to have a low carb. And here's the thing: we will eat. There, well, can you eat what you want? Yeah, you can eat what you want, but we're not gonna eat a bunch of junk. We're not gonna eat a bunch of candy every day, and a bunch of donuts every day, and a
mm-hmm,
bunch of cake every day, and drink a bunch of sodas every day. Will there be times we may have a craving for that? Yeah, but for overall, we still gonna eat what we eat, like seafood and
Right.
vegetables and all that. It's just not gonna be to the extreme where we may be in keto, but we're still
Yeah.
gonna have a low carb because our goal is to try to maintain what you have, eat what you like, but not still be healthy.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
And
still be healthy,
I'm looking.
not eat, where you're unhealthy.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the change. And also, we discovered some very low carb breads that we can use. Like some of the stuff that we discovered that we ate that'll help us with that low carb way. Instead of, that's the difference between keto and low carb. Low carb, you can up your carbs a little bit, but it does cap it at a certain amount. But it allows you to bring in like potatoes, corn, or have your little, little different things that you can eat, little
Hmm.
desserts that you can prepare, but it keeps you from going way overboard, like me. That was my problem before I started. Now I got a control over my sweet tooth, and my blood pressure is going down. I'm sure my other numbers going down, but I'm going to have another test probably later in the year so they can test my cholesterol and my overall health, do another physical and see how it is. And by that time I be at my goal weight. So yeah.
And just to add to that, it's our how we eat and all that stuff is a big deal. So we still I'm still gonna be pace myself when I eat. When we eat, I'm having
Mm-hmm.
conversation. So it's not about me trying to gobble down food like I'm in a race and I have I gotta the world is gonna end. So those things help me too.
Oh yeah,
So I'm sure they help you too.
it
Just
does.
pacing yourself when you eat, having
Mm-hmm.
conversation,
Oh yeah.
enjoying and chewing your food. All
Yeah.
those little things make a difference.
Yeah, and two,
That's not gonna change.
another thing to help me, I watch videos on fasting. I watch videos on keto. So I watch videos on what I'm doing, and that was a motivating factor for me, and it gave me different ideas on what I should do, what I should eat. Me and my daughter was swapping back, and you were too, on different social media platforms, different dishes that we saw. So, oh, we need to try to eat that. And we had our favorite spot for food. We didn't
Oh
eat
yeah,
out
what
as
was that?
much. I don't know if we're gonna do the
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
advertising
No,
for
no,
it,
right.
you know, advertising,
Because
but
we got a couple of spots now. I think
yes,
about
we
it.
had a couple
So
of spots that we ate.
yeah,
But that was still,
yeah,
on the plan.
yeah. Because we like chicken, we like fish, you
Yes,
know, and
yes.
do we have a lot of good spots. Now I think about it.
Now, one thing that was prepared that Chris knocked out the park was we did like a like what you call it, stir fry. We did a stir fry, and there was something that the way that you prepared it was very good. In fact, it didn't even taste like we would, because we used cauli rice. It didn't even taste like that. I felt like I was eating a regular stir fry. It was a shrimp stir fry. So, and we had the it's a seaweed with it, the seaweed, and they were
Good little
good.
snack, by the way.
Yes, yes,
FYI, if you ever feeling snackish and you between meals, some seaweed.
yes, yes. In fact, we made like the menu. We did a weekly menu,
Yeah.
so we know exactly what we were eating.
Hmm.
And our family, the rest of our family, our sons and daughter, they lost some weight too. But it kind of taught them about food and how much carbs is in stuff, that especially when you eat. Now you discover like, oh man, because when we was eating out, before this started, we ate out
Hmm.
entirely too much.
Yeah.
And some of the foods that we ate, we look at the carb count in it. It's like, wow, no wonder I gained weight. No wonder I had problems. No wonder I had issues. No wonder it's cholesterol. It was
So
crazy.
we still snacking. That's another thing that kills people. People be like, man, why am I? Because you forget. It's almost subconscious about the snacks you eat in between. So find snacks that you like, but see if there's a friendly style of those snacks, a keto friendly or a low carb
Yeah.
friendly style of snacks. And you'll find that even some of the snacks are even better than the ones that got a whole bunch of processed stuff and carbs in it. And then you just find in between. I know a doctor mentioned, I forgot the lady's name.
Boz, Dr.
Doc,
Boz,
that's her name, Dr. Boz.
or was it
She mentioned about
the sardine?
sardines
Yes,
in
that's Dr.
between.
Boz. Yes.
Yeah, like in between, if you're feeling snackish, sardines will hold you over. Even if you're one of those night people, and don't eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
however you want. Just little things in between that's not going to add in over where you're building up fat. Your body's just going to store it. That doesn't get that the way that processes it doesn't give you a lot of. You can lose that in sleeping if you
Yes.
just like that, and then so those are the things. That's where people be like, where that's where I mean not the. I'm just keeping it real. That's where it comes from. Those in between eatings is what get people.
Yeah.
And also, I found out, I don't know, Angela, she just kind of agreed, but I think she would agree.
Hmm.
Certain carbonated things, like I enjoy
Yeah.
certain carbonated drinks, but don't drink a carbonated drink in between a meal because if you drink a carbonated drink in between, you're going to want to eat
Yeah.
before your actual meal. And now you're snacking on stuff with a carbonate.
Yeah.
It don't even matter if it's carbonated water. For some reason, it just prompts the body to want to eat something,
Oh
just
yeah.
from my experience.
It does, because I can,
So,
and then some of those carbonated drinks, just when you drink it, it's kind of uncomfortable down the throat because it is so carbonated that it's like
strong, yeah.
a air pocket. Like, oh, you trying to swallow it? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, they can be strong. So just again, you can enjoy them, but that's what comes back to what we're talking about, listening to your body, because your
Yes.
body may say, "Oh man, now I want to eat," and so you'll remember, okay, when I drink this, I better be ready to eat on my full meal. I better not drink this and then start snacking because I
Oh
might
yeah.
overeat.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's where the problem is. You overeat in between a meal, and now you got a problem. Or you eat way too many meals within a day, and now you got a problem. So as long as you can watch those, whether you fast or not, that's up to you. And whether you do a lot of walking or not, that's up to you. But as long as you watch what you eat during the day, you're not gonna have too many overweight issues.
That's true. And some of those meals, guys, they cause you to want more 2 hours later. Think about it. You've probably ate so much. That carb count is probably here. Your insulin just jumped sky high. But then the next meal is it's the same, if not more carbs. So that's what we were doing. We was damaging our bodies by continually eating high carb stuff. And hey, we went from, and we're going to show how we, 2 videos, of how we were versus how we are now as far as the weight loss.
Yeah, where we going, and it's an
Yes.
ongoing thing. That's another thing. We're getting to where we want to be. We're in a good place, but we're not gonna stop, and we're gonna remain consistent, so we don't get back to the picture that you are going to see, or probably seeing right now. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
you'll see it.
Yes.
And
We
those
were
that are
up
listening to
there.
it on the podcast, might want to, when you get a chance to look at it on
Yeah.
YouTube, or you might see it
YouTube.
on a short or something. But
Yes. And this is episode 60. So if you want to
yeah,
watch the video,
yeah, and
episode
and
60.
and when we look back at, I didn't think, of course, you don't think nothing about it while you're in it, but when you look back at it, it's pretty drastic. It's a pretty, but it was all natural.
It was, and when I was looking at myself at that before video, I'm like, man, how did I get here?
Yeah,
And I'm like, and as we both, you see us going, we, Chris and I, we on this video together. We're like, and then just to look at us now, it's unbelievable to see the changes that's happened just in 2 months, just getting off the weight that we got off. It's just amazing, and how better we feel, not only our bodies internally, but how we, are definitely looking different on the outside, I'm sorry, and we're different on the
you feel
inside.
different on the inside.
Feel different on the
Yeah.
inside.
Hmm.
So I would say this: if ever you guys are thinking and you're struggling, take the video. Take a video of yourself before you start, you know, on the program, and just compare yourself to the video that you've taken, and just look at your changes. That is going to motivate you to continue on. Just like Chris and I, we were like, when we looked at the video, Chris, what you think about when you saw the video? You was like, I mean, what were
I
some of your
couldn't believe
thoughts?
it. I can't believe. I mean, when I was doing it, it seemed okay. But when I look back, I was like, man, I just. But that's slowly how I can, I let myself get there.
Yeah, and we're gonna let that video be our
I was
motivating
quite okay
factor.
with it too. I didn't even realize, like, wow.
Yeah, and I didn't want to wear nothing but big clothes. And
Mhm.
I just came off that what I'm telling you, I had COVID. I just got over COVID, and I said I gotta lose this weight because I know some of that weight was gained when I couldn't really move around as much. But but yeah, I'm just happy with the, with what's up with with you know the end result. And we got more to lose, so I'm gonna be at a weight that's gonna be I haven't been at in a while. So that video is still gonna be my motivating factor to
It's
get
good to be
down
in
to where I need
sync
to.
too. Now I think about it, like sometimes back in the day, not now, but I used to eat, like Angela made, I may ate something early because I was hungry. And then an hour or so, and it's like, oh, you're gonna some of you want to eat and eating, and I'm like, but I just ate, but I'll just eat anyway instead
Yeah.
of saying no, I just ate. But because we plan menus, because we have menus there, we are all in sync with our eating, so it's not like somebody's doubling up on meals. When
Hmm.
we eat, and it's over. So
And also, you taking the time to eat a little bit slower. You slowing down.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
I'm
better.
used to, and I know I'm eating slower too. But this, like we noticed too, our stomachs have shrinking, so we can't really overeat. Putting too much in our tummies now. So I think that's a good thing too, in all the progress that we're doing. And also to know that we set a goal. We said we're going to do keto, but we're not going to, go past where our limit is, and how much we lost. I said, I'm going to do the best I can. Chris also said it as well. These 2 months, we're going to give it our all. And we did.
I'm continue to set goals personally
Right.
because I'm not trying to keep gaining, going up and down, yo-yo weight. So that's what most people do, but it's not healthy to do that. So
Right.
just I'm gonna find some new goals and set those and find events and stuff to stick to it and hopefully
Exactly.
encourage and make a difference with others. So
Exactly. And we're going to
still
continue
more
to,
work.
yes, we still have work to do, but we're going to still continue to come on and talk and motivate and encourage you guys. We'll tell you what our struggles is. We'll continue to update. We may not do it every week, but we are, if you continue to watch, you're going to see the changes, because I got about 20 more pounds to go, a little bit over 20 more pounds to go, maybe 20, the same, maybe 22 more pounds, I don't know, to go, but you'll get a chance to watch us go through our more changes. We'll see, and we'll talk about it. Hopefully you'll be encouraged by it, and continue to support us.
Here you go. Yep, I got about 20, 15, 20, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you joining us in this episode.
Yeah, this has been another Spice Soul.
Oh.
Until next time.
Till next time. Bye. Bye bye.